Hi. It's the Bright Queen. It's Queen Sensitivity. It's Jabria. And I am back here for part 2. So, getting right into it. Basically, what I was saying was that I feel like I kind of like saw myself looking like from the other side to like this time and like looking at these specific things. I keep spinning. I don't know what that's about. These specific things that like I know that I'm doing intentionally where I'm withholding love and like not doing things the right way in terms of how I was treating people in my life. And when I realized that, I was brought to my knees. The only reason I didn't like weep was because I had to go to work, but a few tears were indeed shed. And it's so crazy because I feel like I need to go fix the air. 1 second. I feel like I was waiting, or like my whole life, I feel like we're all kind of like taught to like wait for other people to change, or like, and then you can like do what you want to do, and then you can like be who you want to be with those people, like when they change or when they get better, or like you have to wait until you're able to forgive them, right? Like, you know, we've heard that like forgive people, like forgive them. And in that moment, it was in my bathroom actually, I was looking at myself in the mirror. I was crying because I knew that I was the one that was at fault. It was me and not the other person and people, to be honest, that was causing this in my life. It was me that I was needing to forgive, and that was in the wrong, and that was sorry. And I told myself in the mirror, I was like, I forgive you. And yeah, I just found that to be so interesting. I feel like it's kind of difficult for me to explain why it was like, why it wasn't about, and it's not about for me still like forgiving other people. It was about forgiving myself. In my mind, the way that I can like kind of describe it to you is of how I like, I guess, logic it out, even though I feel like it's beyond like the logic, you know, is that like I wasn't allowing other people. It was that I wasn't allowing there to be room for mistakes or errors. In order for, I wasn't loving people unconditionally, basically, is what I'm getting at. And that's on me. I had like no room for people to make mistakes. And I was saying in my mind, like, they are allowed to be flawed. They're allowed to have, I'm getting a little emotional. They are allowed to have bad days. They're allowed to be upset. They're allowed to say the wrong thing. And still be loved by me. And the only reason I want to make this very clear that I was even able to recognize this is because I've started loving myself. And, you know, and I say started, but we always love ourselves. It's like you just forget, you know, you just forget how you forget, you know, the ins and outs of it. But, you know, say started for like the sake of the English language. And so I started saying these things to myself, like, oh, Jabria, you're like allowed to like, I still love you even though you're like this, and even though you do this, and even though you feel like this, I love you still. And so I realized that I wasn't, if I'm not extending that like outside of me, that means it's not true inside of me. And so that's why I was apologizing to myself. And I hope this helps somebody, because I feel like that's something that I can never like logic out and like reason out. It's like, how do you forgive people for like things that are wrong? You know, some things are they're just not, you know, we know, like, it's just not, it's like, you know, and like that's the thing. And I was telling a friend over the weekend, and this friend is brilliant, I'm so grateful that he even exists. And he was saying like he was kind of like afraid of unconditional love, because in his mind it was like he saw it as like just accepting like whatever from people and like letting them like run over you, or giving everything to someone. And I explained it to him like this, which means I also explained it to myself like this, and I hope it helps you. And it was like, I do believe that love, unconditional love, is a verb. It is an action, but it's not all the actions and it's not all the verbs. Meaning that being open and unconditionally loving people or someone does not mean you necessarily need to be doing A, B, C, D. Unconditionally loving someone could mean leaving them. It could mean not saying anything to them. It could be pouring your heart out to them. It could be buying them a cake. It could be baking them a cake. It could be taking a cake from them. It is an action. And I also feel like the true action, the true movement behind unconditional love is like water. It's non-contingent. As I was saying earlier about us being bodies of water, and that water without a container is formless, not worthless, formless, as in it just flows. It doesn't judge the rocky surface of the stream, or it doesn't judge the scratchy bark of the tree. It simply flows down it, flows over it, flows through it, without any contingents or conditions, so to speak. And I feel like that at its core is what unconditional love is. It's that movement, it's that flow. But when you work it into practical terms, yes, it does comes with, I loved how Ramona Lappin said, certain requirements rather than expectations, certain requirements, especially I feel like with yourself. Like, I'm not allowing certain beliefs to foster within myself, if that makes sense. And so the same vice versa goes with outside of yourself. It does come with boundaries, but at its core, it's movement, it's flow, it's non-contingent, it's unconditional flow, as in with or without, water is gonna be moving. You know what I mean? Like, it's free. And we can just sit with that for a moment. I feel like, let's just sit with that. And I've said recently, in my How I Changed My Life videos, mini series, that I am currently still, my life is changing before my eyes, and it's been the most wonderful thing ever. Every day, even days when I am having a rougher, tougher go of it, when I'm struggling with letting go, when I'm struggling with doubts and like belief systems and limited perspectives, I'm still finding gold everywhere. And it's because gold is everywhere. Like, they teach you that diamonds are rare, but they're not. And you know that, like, that old like saying or whatever, proverb, what is it that people call them? I don't know. But it's like that story about like a man talking to God or like Jesus or something. And the man's like about to die, and he's like, wait, like let me get like my gold, like let me pick up my gold real quick. And Jesus or God looks at him and he's like, why are you bringing pavement? Like, why are you bringing pavement? Like, that shit is pavement, like where we come from. It's like, I don't know, like that feeling is what I'm saying. It's like we're taught that these things are rarities. And just yesterday when I was talking to myself, because I do that quite often, you know, you gotta go to an expert. I was talking to myself and I was like, oh my gosh, like almost every other day I'm saying like, oh my God, that was the best day of my life. Like, I can't believe that happened. Like, wow. And I was like, it used to be like, it used to be every other year. I would be like, man, I had a good time that one week. And then it was like every few months I would feel like a boost of something. And then like now it's been like every few weeks, and now it's every other day. I'm having an amazing time, like really, really enjoying myself. And now it's like, I've said quite a few times recently, like this was the best day. Like this was the best day I've ever had in my life. 11/11 on the timer when I said that. And I was thinking to myself yesterday, like, oh my God, like this is the remembrance. Like when I talk about ascension and us rising in consciousness, and even when I was saying earlier about like, I've started to love myself, but that's inaccurate because it's really, I'm remembering that I do love myself. I'm remembering who I am, that I am love. This way of living where every day is like amazing. Even the days that are harder, where I'm struggling, are the best, wonderful, most wonderful days. I'm getting to how we used to be. We, all of us, with these amazing days where it just be something that's like your wildest dreams, or like the things that are like at the far edges of like, I cannot believe this is happening. Like your dreams, like those things are like coming closer. And it just goes to show you like the distortion that's happened. It's like an inversion. Like the things that are normal, like I said, the pavement being the gold, is like on the far, or was on the far outer reaches, are now like coming back in. And then these things, like this nightmarish life, or like these days that don't mean anything and like are miserable, like we're close by, like in the inside, or like being pushed out, because those are not, it's not our nature. It's not our nature to be away from love or unfamiliar with love. It's not our nature to not be abundant. It's our nature is abundance, and that is here now. And so that kind of gets me into like what I was talking about earlier with like, it's time to clean house. The energy of the number 9 has been very strong, and people in my life that I hold dear to me, I've been opening my heart up a lot recently. That's why I wanted to show my heart, my chest today. And I found it's so easy to love, which is, it's a statement. It makes me kind of emotional saying that. Whew. I found that it's so easy to love people. And the people that I love that are in my life, I've noticed they've been having a lot of like 9 moments and tower moments. And I feel like in a way I have too, but like I've enjoyed them because I've like, I don't know, I know how to like. And so like if you're like in a space where you're like having like a harder go of it, like my friends are, I would say like this message of like cleaning is very, very important. Like I cleaned my room last weekend, and today I'm gonna go clean the bathroom and like maybe this area here outside my door. I just know it needs to be cleaned. It just needs to be cleaned. And so for those of you, it's like, it's not, the message isn't like outside of you yet. The message that I'm saying is for like inside of you now, like clean house, clean house. Like really, really dig in to the way that you talk about yourself, those patterns of which you speak, the people that you have surrounding you, which, as I've said now, you'll find that like it's not even the people around you, it's a person inside of you that's like creating the people around you and outside of you. But until you get to that point, take inventory. As Bam Heck TV said, all these people that I'm mentioning will be in the comments, Ramona Lappin, and in the comments, the description, Ramona Lappin, Dare She Right, and now Bam Heck TV, because I'm also like picking up from like things that are surrounding me. But yes, take inventory, like really pay attention, like what are you feeding yourself? What are you feeding yourself? What are you feeding yourself? Not just literally with food, but like what are you consuming in terms of music, in terms of your thoughts, in terms of where you go, where are you going? It's been extremely pressed upon me by my guides, by my highest self. They have been very adamant, very loud about telling me, do not go to the same places you have been going, Jabria, these last few years. And it's not even that the places are like low vibrational, or they're like, I don't know, like serial killers running amok, even though it's not funny. Serial killers. I'm just being dramatic, but these places are actually pretty cool places. But the point I know that they're trying to nail home, and have been successful in nailing home with me, is that if you go the same route, you are you're doing the same route, literally, like inside of you. You're gonna repeat the same patterns if you go to the same places. And they've been like, do not go to the same places, do not go the same way to the same places, go different ways, go a different way. That's been something that's really, really been like pushed for me. And so for you, you're watching this, your advice may be different from mine. I'm sure it is different from mine. So just get really, really in tune. I've been thinking recently about like doing something where I'm like trying to help people like become more like in tuned, like with them, like their intuition and stuff, because for me, a lot of this stuff comes pretty easily. But I know everybody can do this stuff because it's who we are. So I may do something like that soon, where I like do like a workshop or something, where I like give people like more insights into how I like connect with my soul, my intuition, to like know these things. But I would say start with like silence, in terms of like, it's hard to say. Start with like silence, or like, I just know, like, it's hard to say. I just know like when it's time to like be away from people, or like to not listen to anything on my phone, or to not read a book. And like that moment is something telling you something, and follow that. I know that's like the greatest like detail ever. Anyways, I'm guided to pull a Rumi Oracle card, and that'll be like the conclusion of this. I'll read it. It's usually fairly long. Let me shuffle, and then I'll read it, and then that'll be conclusive. So this one is gonna go a bit longer. That kind of terrifies me, but we gotta go with it. Bottom of the deck is the right choice. Card number 29, and three came out actually. Oh, I haven't seen this one in a while. Whirling Goddess. Number 30. Hand of Fatima. Number 43. Ooh, Fatima. This one feels very strong. And number 5. I surge on the uprising wave of love. I kind of want to read all of them, but I'm like, excuse me, do we have time? I feel like basically all of these cards are talking about everything I've said. Like, you are helped. Like, there are beings, like souls, people, however you want to think about it, are like all around you. As I said in my graduation video, like they deep, like they deep. Like my family, when I was growing up, we used to be packed in them cars. We stay deep. This is the feeling, like they around you. When I have moments where like I feel like I just don't know what to do, I'm like, I need help. I need help. I don't know how to help me. I don't know. Like you can do that too. Like ask for some help. And I feel like this has to do with what I was saying about like water and like it being synonymous with I'm hearing that Cardi B rap song where she was like, Cardi B synonymous with sexy or something like that. I don't know. But it's like water is synonymous with love, and it's like it's rising. So like the water is rising, like rise with it. Our consciousness rising is elevating, it's expanding. And so the waters are too. I don't know what this means, but I feel like it means something. I don't know, but it means something. And the whirling goddess, I feel like this is gonna be the one I read because it came out first. Ooh, not the doorbell. What? Look at that. One sec. Oh, geez, it was my uncle. Isn't that nice? He came specifically to get a cooler, so I feel like that's something like preserving things, but also like it's portable, like being able to like take something to go somewhere else. And obviously coolers are typically used for like social interactions and community building like fellowship. So I feel like I'm gonna go with Fatima, not Fatima. Maybe I need to read Fatima too. I'm gonna read the whirling goddess first and then Hannah Fatima. So here we go. I'll try to be as entertaining as possible in the reading, but sometimes it can like get like draining. So I won't feel offensive if you put on like the ×2 thing. Oh look, I just noticed the right choice is 29 and then whirling goddess is 30. So they're like consecutive. All right, whirling goddess. Lose your head. Not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of the needle. Rumi. Come, my love. Are you dizzy yet? If you can still find your feet, then that is okay with me. But if you can still find your head, then I will take issue. There's a great dance, but it cannot be danced with choreographed steps. No, this great dance demands a response rather than an initiation, a reaction rather than a direction. So let us dissemble and lose our heads to the great music, the rhythm held steady in our beating hearts. Our feet shall be moving whilst our minds, inadequate to the task, take the night off. There is somewhere you are meant to be. This message is for me. It is here now, in this moment. There is a gift right under your nose and fragrant wine in your glass, gleaming red as the most precious rubies. To be here now, you must pass through the keyhole, but your head will tell you this is not possible unless the door is unlocked. Even though your body is passing through the keyhole of that locked door into the endless world beyond, leave your mind to be in its struggles for a moment. Without you laying witness to it, your mind will become like the dog howling for its master's return, even as he steps out the front door. Frustrated temporarily, he will chew on some shoes, then fall asleep peacefully until his master returns. So leave your mind, trusting, chewing a little, until you are truly through the keyhole when it can rest. Leave it be. Instead, come dance with me. This oracle brings you a message. You are at the point of growth where your mind can hold you back rather than urge you forward. If you have, like so many, used your mind to support you, to shore up your sense of self in the world and to gain a sense of certainty about the world, how the world works, then this is no easy leap. It will seem as though you are being asked to pass through the keyhole. Of course, your mind will stop and argue for all the reasons why the door should be opened instead of remaining closed, making the task seem so much harder than it needs to be. But this is the mind in resistance. Don't place too much stock in the claims that life should be other than it is. You are being asked to dance, rather than understand, to lay the thoughts to rest and to come alive. It is the bravest, most trusting soul that dares to put the mind to one side and say, "Tonight we dance, my heart and I, in the great rousing music of the beloved's beating heart, and I will not miss one step." And to awaken the next day and do that all over again and again and again. You are ready, you see, sweet soul dancer. You are ready to live beyond what you know, to have it not matter if you don't understand how life can work itself out, or how it could be that someone so normal and ordinary as you and I could also be so magnificent, wild, and divine. The need for answers and plans, reassurances and explanations is passing out of your world now. You are not to wait for permission, for explanation, or even another dance partner, for I am already inviting you onto the great dance floor. You are to let any of that stigma around not knowing go. When someone asks you what you are going to do next or how you are going to manage, you are given this divine mandate with relish. Revel the truth, reveal the truth. I do not know nothing in dance, sweet soul, for all will unveil itself to you in perfect harmony and timing. Your heart shall create the steps in response to the music of the spheres happening now, alive and spontaneous and free. This oracle brings you a special message. If there is an issue apparently unsolvable or unknowable in your life, the divine is handling it. The divine is in the middle of it, working through the knot and unraveling it. Fear not, do the sacred ritual and give yourself permission to take the night off from worry. Repeat this heavenly prescription daily as needed. I give my heart permission to lead this dance. All right, 43. The hand of Fatima, or Fatima. I can never leave you for not for a moment, not for an hour. You are in everything I do. You are my everything. My drink is your sweetness. I move to your command. I am surrendered to prey in your hands, and you are my consuming lion. Your soul and my soul are truly one soul. I swear to our one soul, I long for no one but you. In the garden of your grace, I am only a germinating sprout. The crown of my blooming is a desire to be in your arms. Rumi. My hand watches over you. It brings you blessings and comfort, protection and grace. Radiant with divinity am I, and you are my child, my beloved, my angel, and my body too. I shall never leave you. Turn your inner eye to me and see the light of my grace in your heart. You cannot be harmed. You cannot be defiled. You can only ever be what you are. Me, alive, radiant with love. You are giving birth to more spirit than you have ever held before. During such times, a divine midwife can be helpful and supportive. This is Fatima, radiant daughter of the great beloved, who reaches from the skies, who reaches up from within your body, from deep within the earth, and brings you the gift of protection, grace, and love. You are safe. You are held. You are bound within her warmth. She has received your prayers, and she honors your devotion to life, to love, and to growth. She will help you. Ask for her blessing daily. You can use a simple sacred honoring ritual to do so if you need guidance on how to pray to her. But any words from your heart spoken in authenticity will suffice, no matter how simple or ornate they may be. She responds to the feeling behind the words and responds instantly, beyond time and space. In fact, she has responded even now, perhaps before you even knew she was needed. This oracle brings you the guidance that what is being born in your life right now, in your own consciousness as a seed, perhaps of a new way of being, a new idea, belief system, philosophy, or a sense of self, is going to come to maturity under the loving protection of the Divine Mother. You're being asked to heed your intuition and instincts, have some discernment about who you involve yourself with and how you choose your time and energy. Allow yourself to feel Fatima's guidance and comfort in you by giving yourself permission to be nurtured through your own choices and the people or situations you say yes or no to in your life. This is a way to honor her presence and allow her to help you, which she wishes to do in all ways possible. Love is all things, you see, dearest angel, and that means saying no can mean saying yes in something greater. So give yourself permission to say your no and a yes as dictated by your heart. Lots of stuttering with this one. This oracle also brings you the message that your body is sacred and worth your attention. You do not have to become obsessed. You do not have to push or judge your body, but you can honor him or her as a sacred animal through which your spirit creates soul and expresses itself in the world. This is a truly wonderful and amazing gift, extraordinary and yet fraught with challenge. The spirit can be powerful. Sometimes it can be hesitant too, enough to really engage the body and come to life. There's a story that the angels sang music to lure the spirit into the body, but used it to its freedom. It was reluctant to experience itself in what looked like a rather confining matter, the clay pot. The spirit did not know that Fatima would be initiating the spirit into her mysteries through the body. She was going to be sharing the sensuality of life, the sacredness of love, the deep mystery of life, death, and rebirth, the wonders of nature. She was going to show the divine could live not only in light, but also in flesh. Fatima holds the wildness of divine feminine wisdom and the sanctity of life. She has great gifts of ecstatic presence only able to be experienced with the spirit living in the body. She will share this if you allow her to guide you. Once the spirit recognizes this, even just gets a whiff of Fatima's glorious fragrance, the enthusiasm for life ignites and the wonders of the world experienced through the body become a way to revere the great beloved and turn all of life into the temple of love. This oracle comes with guidance also. Giving your body rest and healing is most beneficial at this time. There are symptoms you are experiencing, anything from fuzzy-headedness or tiredness to aches and pains, as well as shifts in the body temperature that seem unbalanced. And these are directly related, if not solely, to the interaction of your spiritual essence with your sacred animal body, your avatar. These will even out under Fatima's grace and protection like two housemates learning to live together and enhance each other rather than distract and annoy each other with their quirks and differences. This setting in process will happen all the more easily when you ask for Fatima's help. This oracle also advises that you ask for help and protection in any matter, it will be granted. There is no exception to this rule. There is nothing you have done that has made you unworthy of divine intervention, grace, and love. Not one thing, ever. Ask, trust, and receive. So this is basically what I just said. As I said before, I was like, I bet these are going to be everything I just said. And it was. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, if you feel called to, you can subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers I have again. Thank you so much. Like, welcome man. Oh yeah, I want to get a quote from this book, A Court of Silver Flames. Bada bing. This is probably now, oh, I hate to say it. No. It's tied for #1 of my favorite book of all times. I think my favorite book of all time is still A Court of Mist and Fury. This one is tied though, A Court of Silver Flames. I've read this one twice. I think I've read A Court of Mist and Fury like 4 times. I would read it again, but I read the book so much I broke it. So I need to buy another one. I'm gonna get a quote from this one. Hold on. Back here. There we go. This is by Sergio Moss. He knew these mountains well enough from flying over them for centuries. Shepherds lived here, usually ordinary fairies who preferred the solitude of the towering green and brownish black stones to more populated areas. The peaks weren't as brutal and sharp as those in Illyria, but there was a presence to them that he couldn't quite explain. Moore had once told him that long ago these lands had been used for healing, that people injured in body and spirit had ventured to these hills, the lake they were now 2.5 days from reaching to recover. Perhaps that was why he'd come. Some instinct had remembered the healing, felt this land's slumbering heart, and decided to bring Nesta here. Mile after mile, her silence like a looming wraith behind him. Cassian wondered if it would be enough. So there again is this message of like healing and resting and recovery. But also here too is the message of like places, the importance of like being in certain places or not being in certain places. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, peace out, catch you on the flip side. See you soon.